Hello everyone and welcome to another Lorerim video, and today we're asking the question, is Lorerim the best mod pack for Skyrim? My opinion, honestly, I absolutely love this mod list. I think it's absolutely fantastic, so without a doubt it's my favourite. Whether or not it's the best, we don't know. It's definitely the most polished in my opinion, definitely the most interesting way to play Skyrim, and I'm really enjoying Lorerim, the final chapter. There's a lot of changes since 3.0, as we'll go through sort of in the video, and I'll give my sort of personal thoughts at the end, but for the most part, this is absolutely fantastic. Oh, and we've got a courier. Go away, I'm trying to record a video. Anyway, yeah, so, first things first, I just want to sort of talk about a few things. Will you bugger off? I hate you. Anyway, it wouldn't be a Rebel Radio video if we wasn't interrupted by a bloody courier. Anyway, first things first, I want to talk about sort of like the, just the way, the stage that the game is in right now. And obviously, there's going to be a lot of issues, a lot of bugs, but obviously Biggie's going to fix those with any update to any mod list, any mod pack, any like huge update like this one. There's going to be problems. So don't worry if it's going to be, it's like sort of animations missing or whatever. That's going to be a normal thing. Don't stress. It will be patched. Biggie's on top of it. He's fantastic at updating. Maybe he's too good at updating because I think in one day he dropped like 3 updates. But, I love that about the Lorerim community, and I love that about Biggie. He's fantastic. Regarding everything else, from my experience playing, obviously I'll give my personal thoughts at the end, but I have been really enjoying this. At first, I will be honest, I really struggled to get into it, and that's just purely because we're humans. We don't like change. Change is inevitable, but I sucked at Lorerim. 3.0, obviously, that was sort of in my prime. That's what I was good at. That's where I did all of my videos and my build videos and stuff. 4.0 came out, and I think I did a stream, and I sucked hard. I just felt like I had to completely relearn the entire game again. Also, I'd taken a bit of like a hiatus off of playing Lorerim as well, a little bit, just because I had personal stuff going on. But, yeah, I've gotten really into this, and there's so many good changes, so many cool stuff that's been added. The trait system specifically, and we'll go into sort of like, some of the changes in like the traits and the spell, the birth signs and all that stuff in just a sec, but just wanted to sort of put my 2 cents in, and again, more personal opinions later on at the end of the video, but this is definitely worth getting. Really, really good mod pack if you are thinking of getting into a Requiem based Skyrim mod list, or even if you just want a completely and utterly different experience playing Skyrim. It doesn't feel like Skyrim, but it is, but in a good way. So that's my my recommendation. Anyway, let's get into the actual the changes and some of the thoughts behind everything. Just pausing the recording here just to let you know that only 14.7% of you are subscribed to the channel. That's pretty bad. Have I done something wrong? Or have you just forgotten to press subscribe? Might be worth just pressing that button right now. You should totally do it. Got more build videos to come, more Lorerim 4.0 stuff to do. Got a lot planned. Press that button. You know you want to. And if you do, you get a cookie. Mwah. Right, back to the video. Right, so we are starting on a new character. We've got our new character started off. We're in the game. And obviously, when you start off, it's not like the alternative of start mod from 3.0. It's actually a different one. But you now get all of the options to create your character. So obviously you get to pick your sign first, and a lot of these have been overhauled. So I think warrior now increases health by 50 and weapon damage by 10%, and also armor penetration is really good. Thief is also just fantastic. You can have a look at like all of these yourself, but they've all changed quite a lot. I think Thief has also been added like an extra poison dose for your mastering alchemy, which I think is pretty sick. Only ones that haven't changed is Mage, Apprentice, and Atronach. I think maybe Atronach did get changed slightly, just to give an extra 50 magicka, but yeah. But yeah, having this readily like prepared for you as you load into the game is huge. I love this because I can't tell you how many times creating new characters I forgot to pick my birth signs. Like genuinely I forgot. Just absolutely forgot. But yeah, this is huge. So, you know, Atronach, like screw it, we'll just pick a random one. And then this is the new thing, and I love this. Really feels Oblivion-esque. So obviously each race gets like, you know, allocated certain points because of their race. So like Nords, which is what we are, gets block, heavy armor, two-handed, smithing, evasion. So that's sort of like, if you want to create a build, you build it around those, like that sort of race, which I think is fantastic. I love it. So, you know, we could pick like, you know, heavy armor, two-handed, block, smithing, one-handed, evasion. And then obviously like you get major and minor skills. So if you could see here, so we start off with two-handed at 15, but if we make it a major skill, it goes up to 25, so it's a plus 10, whereas minor skills are plus 5s. I think this is absolutely brilliant. I love this. Like, the customization is just fantastic. So now we picked our major and minor perks, and then we get to pick our religion. So again, this, I love this because, again, like, you would do your normal start, and then you would start in whatever building you were, and then you had to leave the area to then get this to pop up. Now it just pops up. Fantastic. Absolutely love it. And we'll go Talos, because picking a random one, anyone, doesn't matter. And then the trait system. Now this is by far the biggest overhaul, an update, and it's added in so many traits, and I love this. The build concepts that I've come up with purely on the base of the new perks systems, and it's just insane. It's really cool. A lot of thought has gone into this, and I love it. I love this, the idea of having traits. And also you get to have 3 now. So before you pick 2, and you still pick 2, but when you do the main quest line and you beat Sun, you get a 3rd trait. That's just, I love it. I'm absolutely just, I'm an absolute disbeliever. Terrible joke, sorry. Anyway, with the rest of the new perks, so obviously we've got quite a few new ones just to go through. So Heir of the Relic, not picked this one before. I'm going to pick it now just to see what actually happens. But yeah, you get like a treasured artifact, and that was passed down your bloodline. But gifts are never free, and the legacy carries a hidden debt. Until it is repaid, you're bound to the land and unable to fast travel. Never picked this one before, so it'd be interesting to see what actually happens. Phalanx is pretty sick, so 15% more damage with spears, javelins, pikes, and halberds. However, you take 50% more damage when hit from the behind. Pretty sick, and also gives you a unique pike. Wizard's Wardrobe, so wands are 30% more effective when wearing a wizard's hat. When not wearing a wizard's hat, all spells are 10% less powerful and or last 10% less. Pretty sick. Touch of the Arcane. This is the one that I went for on the Ash Ronin. And my god, makes it overpowered. This is a very overpowered, overtuned trait, in my opinion. Touch and Cloak spells are 20% stronger. All other spells are 10% weaker or last 10% less. And the only reason I say this is very overtuned is not because of this trait. It's because of, if you know how to build a character properly, say like if you go for the mage sign, you get a 10% boost to spells. And then if you go for a Dunmer, you also get a 10% boost to destruction spells. So already your touch and cloak spells are going to be 40% stronger when you master a mage skill whilst under the sign of the mage. It's going to be 50% stronger. That's insane. And then if you was to do what I did and couple it with the best trait in Lorerim, Jack of all spells, makes novice, apprentice, and adept spells 20% stronger. So that's already 60 to 70% stronger for those spells. Touch spells literally will do like 50 damage at level 1. That is just absolutely nuts. I think it's fantastic. It's like, arguably, Touch the Arcane with Jack of all spells is going to be like one of the best builds, personally, from my opinion. Like, cloaks are going to be insanely good. And the best thing as well is like you could be a hulking warrior and just use a character recital to activate a cloak, and your cloak is going to be mincing people alive. But that's just personal opinion, but I think this is a contender for one of the best traits. Silent Dover, this is definitely going to be super good. Personally, I wouldn't pick this until you defeat Sun. By that point, you probably unlocked quite a lot of shouts, probably slain quite a few dragons. So unlock this as your third perk if you plan to go this way. But an extra 10 magicka, health, and stamina for each slain dragon and unspent dragon soul you have got. So basically, if you don't spend dragon souls, your character just uses that to become super powerful. It does lock you out of werewolves and vampires, though. I think this is a really good trait as well. This is just super sick. Serene Presence is a new one. Basically, it's an illusion kind of trait. So any pacifying spells, like calm, whatever, are 20% stronger. And also you can persuade almost like effortlessly and always succeed. So it was pretty good. It does have the caveat of intimidation attempts are less likely to succeed, and frenzy spells are 20% less weaker or powerful. Sorry. And then dominating will is just the reverse of Serene Presence. Fatal Attraction. Anyone who's played Fallout would know this one. Basically do 20% more damage to the opposite gender, but then you also take 20% more damage from the one that you didn't pick. So, yeah. Blighted Fists. Now, this is going to be a really sick one, because this is one that I'm actually wanting to build. I wanted to bring back the Fire Fist Monk. Let me know if you want to see that at any point, but if you want to see the original, it's on the channel. But this one is going to be great for those hand-to-hand builds and those monk builds. So unarmed attacks are 10 unresistible disease damage. That's sick. Obviously, if you've got disease immunity, it doesn't work, but that makes sense. But yeah, this is a cool one. Don't know how good it's going to be, but I'm pretty sure you could pretty much like over-tweak your hand-to-hand damage by min-maxing the crap out of it, and it'll be super powerful. Especially if you're playing like a Khajiit or an Argonian. Acoustic Arcanist. After playing an instrument in an inn, your sonic spells, so alteration, becomes 20% more powerful. However, your booming presence makes hiring followers more expensive, and your reliance on sound magic weakens your physical attacks by 15%. It's a pretty sick one if you wanted to play like an alteration bard. I like this. Interesting. Not sure how useful it is, but we'll see. Unshakable, again, if you're a shield user, your shield bashes deal 20% more damage and cost 20% less stamina. I think it's pretty sick. However, when you're slower when blocking, so it makes sense. But yeah, pretty sure that's a pretty good one for any block builds. Focus Precision is a new one as well. So reliance on careful aim comes at a cost. Arrows and bolts deal 15% less damage, but you have a 20% chance to push targets away. The strength of the pushback scales with your marksman skill. Pretty sick. I like the idea of this. Soul Embed. This is one that I've been talking about with a few people from a few people I know from the Discord and the few subscribers as well. Soul Embed. If you mix this with Silent Dover, I think this is going to be pretty sick. Like if you have a shout build, it's just going to be insane. Again, I've got plans to make a Greybeard build, which is going to be awesome. But Soul Embed is you consume a Dragon Soul and all of your shouts are 50% stronger for an hour. That's pretty sick. That's solid. Really, really cool. When you get to that point where you have excess Dragon Souls that you just don't know what to do with, and you then suddenly just want to go absolutely beast mode, fire breath everyone to death. There you go. Soul Embed. It'll shred people, I reckon. Blood Warrior. Now, this is one that probably needs no introduction. It is insane. Has been updated since the original launch of 4.0. I don't know if you guys played the original 4.0, but when this came out, it was a reflect damage trait, and it was overpowered. It was so much fun though. But this one, they've now been updated and changed because it was so overtuned. It is now you take 50% more physical damage. You have 50% weakness to magicka. That's hard, especially in early game. It's going to be like, you're going to get rinsed. However, you do start with 50 extra health, and you do gain 5 health per level. That's equivalent to literally putting in a health level up every level. So that's pretty sick. This is a really good trait still. And you can basically minimize the weaknesses. So if you're a heavy armor build, you're going to take, you're going to resist like 75% damage, like at max armor score. And with weakness to magic. You're going to find stuff that helps you resist magic, but you can also take alteration to get that 30% extra boost. You can also take the Lordstone for that 10% if you're Breton as well. It's going to minimize this a lot. Sunkissed. This is one I really want to play. Like, I really, really want to play this one, especially on the Auroran build that I played on the channel. Basically makes all sun magic 15% more powerful. But you do get a 25% weakness to frost. And it weakens to 50% when you are at night. So, yeah. The idea of this is pretty sick, though. I do like the idea of sun magic builds. I think it's a really cool trait. I think the downsides are, yeah. I think if Biggie added in, say, like, it becomes 25% more powerful in sunlight, this would be an amazing trait to go for. I feel like the downsides are a little bit too high. Wandering Monk. This is one that I've seen over on, I'm pretty sure it was Chosen for Fun's channel. He's doing like a really sick Sand Monk build Khajiit character. But power attacks with quarterstaffs will force the enemies to drop their weapons to the ground. However, this only applies if you're not wearing any armor, light or heavy. You also receive a unique battle staff. Pretty sick. Like this a lot. And then the last one is Shihai, and this is one I'm also playing over on the stream playthrough, where I'm playing a Necro Archer. So I wanted to do something slightly different. We've played the Arcane Archer before on the channel. This one, I'm playing a Necro Archer, so fully Conjuration based. It's a mix between Stokes' Necromancer build, and then my Arcane Archer that I did on the channel before, merged them two together to create a undead Necromancer who uses bows. And this is one of the perks I'm using, one of the traits I'm using. 15% extra damage to bound weapons. Take 25% extra damage from undead, but yeah, don't care about that because we've got undead summons of our own. This is really sick. Really good trait. But as you can see, there's so many new things to add. You've got all the old ones still in, and I think some of them have been updated as well. So, like, I know pretty much, I think Nosferatu's been updated. We've also got another one, actually, that I'm pretty sure had Golem as a picture. There we go, Lurker. This one's also a new one. When not wearing clothes at all, sneak attacks deal 2.5 times more damage, and you can sneak 25% better. Eating fish when it's raw and wriggling triggers a powerful healing effect that lasts 10 minutes. Oh, God. Sorry. Just choking on my raw and wriggling fish. However, armor provides no protection, cooked food offers no benefits, and weapons with a weight above 10 will deal no damage. Ooh. It's a cool one. If you like playing Golem, I guess. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the traits are great. It's the best system in any Modlist I've played. Absolutely fantastic. Brilliant. Ah, right. So when you pick the heir of a relic, you get access to this. So you could pick like a really... This is cool. So you can pick a powerful artifact, and it'll be yours. Just yours. And you get it straight out and start the game. And you might notice that some of these are actually from, from Oblivion as well, like Hands on the Atronach. So you get a straight up Ebony Gauntlets. That's nuts. That's insane. And it allows you to resist fire, frost, and shock by 20%. Whoa. Gauntlets of the Horny Fist. Unarmed attacks deal an additional 25 damage, plus 10 fire damage. That's pretty sick. So this is really cool. I like this a lot. This is really cool. Mountain Spirits. Armor increased by 200. Pretty cool. Helm of the Graph the White. Whatever. Attackers take 20% of the afflicted damage. Good for a reflect damage build. Blinding Spores. Tower of the Nine. Shield of Reverber. These are all pretty sick. Even Dark Sun Shield. Magic decreases by 100. Increases the chance to absorb the magicka from hostile spells by 20%. Stamina regenerates 20% faster. So I guess really good for an Atronach build. Pretty sick. And then we got like Great Swords here and like Timareki, Shackler of Souls. This was a fantastic two-handed sword back in like Lorerim 2.0. Target deals 20% less damage to two-handed weapons. Absorbs 10 health. Doesn't affect constructs. Makes targets vulnerable to soul gems. But yeah, these are some pretty awesome. This is sick. I like this a lot. But yeah, I guess we're going to probably go for the best one of the lot. I would say is probably the Hands of the Atronach. Honestly, probably that. And then last but not least, we also have the choice between Requiem Light and Requiem Normal. So genuinely, this is probably one of the best things because Biggie did take a lot of criticism on board where people said this game was way too hard, especially for new players. So if you're new to Lorerim, you can pick Nactide, which makes it Requiem Light. Enemies are a lot easier to deal with, and you also get 3 extra perk points. With Canaric, it's just a normal Lorerim experience. If you've ever been playing like 3.0, 2.0, it's pretty much normal. But yeah, if you're Nactide, like, yeah, 6 perk points as opposed to 3. But yeah, pretty cool. That's it. And then obviously the new start mode. So you get to speak to this awesome dragon.
Destiny calls you.
Go to it. And then you get this whole new menu. So like if you want to be, I don't know, a werewolf, you can. If you want to be a forsworn, be in guilds. Own home, which kind of makes that trait redundant. The other trait, like where you can pick your own house, probably going to have to remove that or make that trait a little bit better. I don't know. Pick to be a vampire, you could do Dragonborn, do starting off and High Hrothgar. So I wonder what that would do. Right, so we're into the game and we've obviously gone through all the loading stuff and we are, I guess, in Ivarstead. So we got to do the walk all the way up to go and speak to the Greybeards. But yeah, that's the intro. That's how you start. And then obviously we're going to go into some other things now. Sort of let's go into the play style, playthrough, like the way that gameplay works. Let's go into Lorerim and see like some of the combat. Right, so just coming up to the bandit camp. So we're going to be killing these bandits over here, which is sort of like the first thing I normally do in Lorerim, just to get that gold, the 2,000 gold from the Khajiit caravan. I have to say, this game looks absolutely stunning. It really does. Like, it's really grown on me. I'm using the Elder King's EMB. Playing on Ultra mode as well. Alright, we've got these bandits. Let's see if we can survive this. We're level 3. Fingers crossed we can survive.
You want to go?
Come on, Em.
Son of
Right, we can do this.
nice armor you've got there. It'll be mine when I'm done with you.
Right. I mean, it's going good so far.
This ends now. I cannot.
We don't take very much damage either, which is really nice. And that's probably because of like the new trait system that we've got. So we've gone for the Blood Warrior just for that extra health. Like, it comes in clutch, having like an extra 50 health. Right, so those bandits went down quite easily actually. I quite like that. That was good. Let's see what stuff we can loot. Some stuff over here. Go and get our Khajiit caravan ticket. Note to Akari. Take it. Also, if you want to ever start the Staff of Hastoki, you can. But there we go. This is our 2,000 gold ticket. Paralysis potion. Sure, why not? Can't read skill books because we've gone for Giantkin. This build I'm sort of playtesting at the moment. It's actually a lot of fun. Daughter of Valkyrie, but optimized for 4.0. Right, well, let's go see if we can take out the bandits part 2. Break and take. There we go. Okay, right. Now, we're going to need to try and pick them off because there is archers. Come on. Ooh, there you go. Dodged it like the Matrix. Alright, let's sort of lure them around this mountain bit because that archer's going to wreck us. Lure them around here at the line of sight. Oh, Christ.
I'm gonna twist that pretty little neck of yours clean off.
Come on.
That's it. That's all you've got.
You die, hero.
Come on. You can take him out. Ooh. Ooh. That hurts. They're going to kill me. They're definitely going to kill me.
A little pipsqueak like you think they can.
Ah, there we go. Okay, right. So, being level 3, still can't really take out these the bandits right now. But one of the interesting, like the things I absolutely love about Lorerim is the fact that when you die, you don't actually die. You just sort of like you wake up where you last slept. Honestly, my absolute favorite thing about Lorerim. It does get annoying when you forget to sleep, but that's on you. It's not on the game. So make sure you pick up a basic camping supplies, and make sure you set up camp, because that's one of the other absolutely amazing things about this mod pack, is you can literally sleep wherever you want as long as you have the basic camping supplies. So as you can see, you've got basic camping supplies. Put them down, and I'll build a camp. And one of the other things you might have noticed, I was actually ready to level up, but where I die, I actually lose experience. So, yeah. Death actually does have issues. I guess not issues, but like consequences. That's the better word to use. Consequences. Also, when you're going into a fight, make sure you eat, unlike me, where I didn't. But yeah, make sure you eat. So there you go, just eating that hot beef stew, and now my health is 280 instead of 215 or whatever it was. 210, something like that. But yeah. But it does break your animation, so if you notice that, just jump. I have noticed that whenever you eat food, your animation does stop working, but that's the only thing that I think I've noticed so far. The like differences between Lorerim like 3.0 and 4.0 is a little bit different. But for the most part, the game's pretty much the same. It feels a lot cleaner. It doesn't feel as easy though. My game feels a lot harder. There you go, got our revenge. Come on. Come on. There you go, taking them out. He was easy. And we've got this archer here. Come on. Ooh, dodge the arrow. Just drink a stamina potion while I'm here. We need stamina quite badly. Because stamina is literally your second health in this game. It affects your movement speed when you get too low. There we go. Taking him out. Nice. Cool. That's the bandits taken out. Revenge has been served. And also one thing to note as well. Again, like when you die, you do have consequences or repercussions. This is my dropped equipment. So I dropped 90 gold. So yeah, taking that back. Yeah, make sure you can go and get your dropped gold. Alright, so obviously we've achieved a level up. So yeah, we're going to have a look at sort of like the perk system, leveling system. So obviously to level up in default Lorerim, you have to sleep. So again, another huge use for camping supplies, which you can buy from like your resident Bellathor in Whiterun. But yeah, make sure you always get some camping supplies. So sleep for an hour, and we level up. So we can then go for, say, like we're heavy armor build, so we're going heavy armor, going block. I do want to get destruction alteration to 20, but then this is like what you get. So you get skill points available to distribute, and then that's how you level up your skills. So that's basically how the game operates. So you don't actually level up via just using the skills. You actually have like perks to distribute, a bit like Oblivion kind of with the attribute system. But yeah, and then you get to pick stamina, health, magicka like normal. So I'm going to pick magicka. Because we will be using spells eventually at some point. And then you get 3 perk points. So I want to sort of take a bit of time to look at this perk trees. They're really good. Like, they haven't changed too much from 3.0. There is a few things that possibly have changed. Nothing in alteration I don't think has actually swapped over, or I don't think any of the spell trees from the original has changed. I know with alchemy we've got a few new extra ones. So Alcest, poisons are highly corrosive, enabling you to ignore 20% of armor rating. That looks like a pretty good one. For the target of 2D if targeted affected target for their duration, whatever. That's a really good one, actually. I think that's pretty sick. Being able to poison people and ignore 20% of armor rating on top of that. World Serpent. When you shout, your blood turns poisonous for 15 seconds. The next time you get hit with a weapon, you retaliate with a powerful poisonous strike that deals 50 damage of poison per second for 10 seconds. That sounds overpowered. That sounds really strong. But then, to be fair, the way that the world's balanced, not a lot of things are actually... Most things are resistant to poison, which is kind of sad. Like Draugr, they're immune. Obviously, speech tree, we still got all of the sort of the normal stuff. So, Law of the Boom, Destructive Urge, all of the good speech trees, which don't cost speech skill. They are unlocked via main quest line stuff. And then, obviously, Haggling Commander, which I think is fantastic if you're a follower build. You got Leadership, Warcry, Masquerade, again, really good stuff. And then you've also got your Battle Muse. So, like, this is if you want to be, like, a musician, which is great. Honestly, this is absolutely fantastic. I think Ethereal Echo is a new one, a new perk. The consuming ectoplasm before playing an instrument transforms music into a weapon against the undead. The drum scorches nearby undead with sunlit fury. Ooh. The flute sends them fleeing in terror, and the lute banishes lesser danger to the void. I think that's pretty sick, actually. That's pretty cool. Finesse, I'm pretty sure everything in this has stayed the same. Except maybe Lawless World. I don't know if that was actually in here at all. Death's Emperor, I'm not sure if that was actually here either. Curse Septum appears in your... Oh no, that was already there. Yep. Yeah. But yeah, I don't think much has changed on this perk tree here. Wayfarer. I quite like this one because it has been a new branch added. So if you want to do automaton stuff, you can do that. So you can shut an automaton down with lockdown. And then with hotwire, you can actually hack it to follow and fight for you. And then because of maintenance, gives it bonuses like 30% extra attack and faster attack, and 30% better attack and 20% extra like attack speed. And then you can actually repair it if you've got a mace or a warhammer equipped, which is pretty sick. And then also increases attack speed by 50% when you do repair it. So that's pretty cool. Imagine having that on like a bloody sphere. Sneak. I think a couple of things have been added again. I think so. Fog of War and Cloak of Dagger. Sneaking is 15% more effective against targets that are in combat with you, or 30% if they are in combat with someone else. Oh, Cloak and Dagger, breaking invisibility with a power attack is guaranteed critical strike. That sounds pretty cool with the 50% extra critical damage. That sounds like a Nightblade would benefit massively from that. Problem Solver, sneak attack deals 10% more damage for each 200 points of health the target has, up to 50 points more damage. Guess that's good for like a one-shot build. Anatomical Law, that was already in. We've also got, I'm pretty sure Tripwire's new. So getting to put a Tripwire down to knock over targets that walk over it. Whiplash also reduces their armor by 250 points. And I think Shadowrunner might have been new. I'm not actually sure. I don't think that was. It could have been, but I'm not sure on that one. Either way, that's new stuff for that. With agility, you got a couple of new things. So dodge is now a perk that you have to take. You don't just get automatic dodging. So I can't dodge right now because I don't have this perk. As a leaf, so when sprinting in light armor or while unarmored, we cannot be staggered, and we take 50% less damage from power attacks. A really good spell, really good perk, especially if you're playing, say, like the Ash Ronin. Go and check that out on the channel. Evasive leap. If you're not wearing heavy armor, you can jump to cause all incoming attacks and spells to miss for 1 second. It's situational, but I reckon it's a good perk. It'd probably be difficult to master. And I think that's all the new stuff. Oh, actually, no, we've got annoying mosquitoes. Taking 10% less damage from enemies in full health while not wearing heavy armor. Yeah, simple as that. This is the one that I like to talk about most because we have got a lot of good stuff here. Focus on the prey. Cannot be staggered while holding a drawn bow or reloading crossbow. Pretty good. 3 crows is actually a really good one as well. Shooting a target beyond 25 feet 3 times in rapid succession. Leaving less than 2 and 2.75 seconds between each hit. deals bonus damage equal to 15% of the target's current health, a maximum of 150 damage. And knocks the target to the ground. So that's actually really good if you're a quick shot bow user. And then the new one as well is just absolutely nuts. It's Lion's Arrow. Absolutely insane. So you can store a spell you are dual casting, and when shooting a fully drawn bow into combat, releases the stored spell. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. Pretty sick. Only works with spells that affect other targets. But yeah, Lion's Arrow is stupid if you've ever played Ordinator's perk Overhaul. I think Biggie has sort of rebalanced it though to work in this. And then obviously we've got new perks for each of your, so like swords, maces, war axes, and short blades. We've got like new stuff. So short blades, which is this one-handed or two-handed perk tree? One-handed perk tree. So short blades is obviously your daggers. And then you've got Death Adder. So forward power attacks with daggers ignore 25% of armor. Cool. Guillotine. Standing power attacks with war axes execute targets below 25% health. Delivering a critical strike that deals 20 times critical damage. Oh my god, that's actually pretty sick. That's actually really strong, I think. Heavy Slam. Whenever a standing power attack with a mace inflicts a critical strike, it deals 3% more critical damage per point of stamina. Oh, okay. Guess it's again situational though, because you have to get a critical hit on a power attack. If it was just critical hits in general, I think that would be much, much better. Final Stand. So power attacks up to 100%, deal up to 100% more damage below half health. Okay. Damage bonus increases as your health decreases. So that's pretty sick. I think that's pretty good, honestly. And I think it's the same over on two-handed. I'm pretty sure it is exactly the same. Critical Slam. When a standing power attack with a Warhammer inflicts... Yeah, they're exactly the same perks, just for two-handed. So, yeah. The other perks on block, I don't think we've got one except for, like, I think Shield's Best Friend. So you get 20% more bash damage, 20% more block, and 20% less poise when wielding short swords. So that's like your gladiator sort of kind of vibe if you want to go for that. But everything else is pretty much the same. Heavy armor has got a lot of new stuff. Cushioned, take half damage from falling. Defiance, you're trained to deflect incoming attacks with all heavy armor. Whenever an enemy attacks you, gain 15 points of armor rating for 10 seconds, and it stacks. Pretty sick. Never kneel when wearing all heavy armor. Take 30% less attack damage from power attacks. And Reap the Whirlwind. When struck by power attack or power bash, your attack deals 50% more damage to the attacker for 5 seconds. If wearing all heavy armor. I think Reap the Whirlwind is pretty good. Being able to deal 50% more damage to the attacker that has either power bashed you or power attacked you or whatever. That's really good. And I'm pretty sure that is it. The one I really want to talk about is Smithing, because Biggie has really outdone himself on this. I think Smithing is now my favourite perk tree. And purely on the basis of you no longer need to put perks into Smithing anymore. This is technically a free tree, a free skill that you can... All you got to do is just level it up. You can do that multiple ways. You can just do what I'm doing, leveling up Smithing as you're leveling up. Or you can just spend a ton of gold just to increase your smithing skill. And then all you got to do is just, you got to read books. There are a few things you do have to, like, you know, use perks on. So, like, I think the new perks here, like smithing specialization, really good. You have to put perk into it. Iron Laurel as well is another one. But things like craftsmanship, like, I've unlocked this purely from reading a book. And then it's the same with Dwarven blacksmithing as well. So you have to read the art of Dwarven blacksmithing. And also having the requirements. So that is insane. You're going to be able to craft anything and everything if you want. You can make a character that just gets rich super quick and just has Daedric armor or whatever unlocked. It's actually nuts. This is really, really powerful. Legendary blacksmithing as well. Again, is another perk you have to activate. I think same with advanced blacksmithing and arcane craftsmanship. So there's only a few. Like, everything sort of like on this bottom bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 perks. And that's it. Everything else you just unlock with a book. The best tree absolutely ever. There's another perk tree as well. So there's Charge Tap, which is a new one. So it gives you extra... Basically, it's a power. It drains a quarter of your current weapon charge and increases your health by 15% and the magic and stamina by 20%. 25%, sorry. Really good get out of jail free card if you are low on health, magic, and stamina. And I think you shall not pass as the other one. Yeah, level 80 skill. So if you cast spell with a staff or wand in your left hand while attacking with your right hand at the same time, you can basically say you shall not pass and release a flash of light that staggers enemies and deals damage half of your enchanting skill. So about if your maximum level at level 100, it'd be 50. If you're level 18, you get this perk, it's going to be 40 damage. Not a lot of damage, honestly. Not a huge amount, but if you can spam it, pretty great, to be fair. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the perks. And perk trees have upgraded and a lot, and I think it's added a lot of new fresh flavour. My biggest issue with Lorerim that I personally had was there was not a lot of build variety where you can make a lot of different builds, because most builds just ended up tending to be exactly the same. You had to use this skill or that skill and it kind of just felt the same. I'm hoping that now the future of build making in Lorerim is going to be a lot better, which I'm pretty happy about, because like these new perks have just added just a fresh lease of life to the game. So definitely got my vote on that one. It's going to be great. Right, so all in all, I would say Lorerim's changed a lot since 3.0. In a lot of ways for the better. It's honestly is a really nice update that we've got. Some ways I do still prefer 3.0 over the new update, the final chapter. But I think that is also mainly to do with personal preference, which you're always going to get stuff like that. I think mainly it's I'm used to 3.0. I'm used to like some of the stuff in there, and this is obviously a lot of change that's happened. I would say this is a really solid update. It's been fantastic to play. Really fun relearning the game again. And honestly, combat feels great. Game actually does feel a little bit harder in some ways, but also at the same time, it feels a little bit easier in others. And like, you know, if this was me playing through, I don't know, the Ash Ronin, or like if I was playing through this build on 3.0, I would have been absolutely wrecked here. And like, yes, I'm level 20, and these are like quite low levels. I feel like the game like has become a little bit easier when you get to this mid-level range, when you've got quite a few perks. And obviously, I think that's a lot to do with like the new traits and the new systems on what's it called, the birth signs and stuff. Obviously, you know, I'm level 20, going up against these like level 7 people, but like even now, you're going to get wrecked. You got to go in. That's the point of Lorerim, is you can't go in unprepared. I'm a solo character right now. Even going up against like the lowest level enemies, if you're outnumbered, you're screwed. And I'm slow. I'm a big hulking warrior. So again, like, you know, there's a lot of good things about Lorerim, a lot of things that haven't changed like that. But the game does still feel easier. Like, I was able to last a lot longer than I normally would have done playing through, well, just doing just that. I probably would have, in 3.0, would have died like instantly. I probably would have been hit about 5 or 6 times. And yeah, I would have gone down. And that's the end of the video. Just want to say thank you so much, everyone, for watching this. And if you do like the video, and obviously like the other videos I've got over on the channel, if you just want to check out some builds or whatever, please do go and check them out. But also, please leave a like, and also don't forget to subscribe. Thank you, everyone, again, for the amazing support over the last few months. And hopefully, with Lorerim 4.0 coming out, well, is out, there's going to be a lot more videos to come. But no, thank you as always, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace out. Bye.